Hi everyone, this is Maryann here. You're listening to Random Sage with Maryann from Revealing Light. Thank you for tuning in. It's the beginning of the week here in Australia, and the sun is shining and the sky is blue. All good reasons to contemplate the topic I'm going to be talking about today, and that is, how do we manage these stressful times that we're living in? Well, first of all, let's just all take a deep breath. Doesn't matter where you are when you're listening to this, what part of the world, let's just breathe. Sometimes when you're really stressed, you actually can forget to take a breath. You actually can forget to breathe. Sometimes that occurs with me. I mean, I am the quintessential stress bunny. I've as an empath and someone who's pretty well clairvoyant and clairaudient, I pick up a lot of energies. And so, you know, for a lot of my life, I've spoken to you about this before, I was sort of like absorbing like all of this like a sponge and not really counteracting it in any way. I won't even say counteracting because there's an element of stress management which is not heavy lifting. It's not doing the traditional things like meditating, yoga, whatever you happen to do. Well, it's all of that, but it's something else as well. It's called listening for the things that stress you out, listening to the people, thank you, Spirit, I'm seeing Spirit there, listening to the people that maybe press your buttons and acknowledging that in real time within yourself. And that's called awareness. And I think, you know, stress can be very heavy when you are not stopping to do that, when you're not stopping to be aware of how things are impacting you. So I want to start with acknowledging that we live in a time of high stress. Politically, we're getting some very divisive conditions. And in some cases, some violent conditions. We're getting, in some cases, in some parts of the world, very, very threatening conditions. We've got economies that are struggling at the moment. We've got the cost of living that is high. We've got an invasion of a sovereign country, which has led to bloody, murderous, terrible tragedies. And now Russia's pulled out of a grain deal, which allowed Ukraine's safe passage of its grain to, including to developing countries and within the African continent. And they pulled out of that and said, well, you try and ship your grain, you try and export your grain, and we'll fire on you, which means that the cost of grain and wheat has gone up, adding to those inflationary pressures. There's a nuclear plant in Ukraine that Russia's continually threatening to blow up. We've got international nuclear monitoring agencies going in to check that the plant, or the holding ponds, more specifically, is what I see, that that haven't been mined, and there's not this sabotage of a nuclear plant. We've got like almost like an arms race now, and I think that there has been an international study that says that, you know, at no time in our history have we had such a threat from nuclear attacks. Basically, it's highly stressful. We're having to face the music when it comes to climate change. We're having to realize that our imprint and our footprints on this earth have a consequence. We were warned. We said it was all a conspiracy theory, and lo and behold, we're getting unprecedented temperatures. So I was watching a video of my favorite campers the other day, and they were camping in 60+ degree heat, 60 degrees Celsius. And it was unbearable. They packed up and left. So, yeah, so we're living in highly stressful times. However, having said all that, I also know people who are still managing to take that shot of happiness to I'm going to say switch off, but make a choice not to focus on the negative and to instead focus on the positive. Some of the most successfully healthy people in this world know how to handle stress. And I think it's time we talked about it because I've been focusing on it over the last few months, having to look at ways energetically to handle what's coming at me, but also to solve those lifelong patterns of giving in to worry and anxiety and to stressing when I don't need to. So this awareness that I keep talking about, you don't have to have heavy lifting to manage stress, as I was saying. You only need to be aware, because once you've been aware, it's like you're not standing in front. I had a good friend who has since passed away that said to me once when I was quite young, in my early 20s, if something's coming at you, you can either stand there and let it hit you, metaphorically speaking, or you can just do that like they do in the Matrix and let it go straight by you. Well, when you're aware of your triggers and when you're aware of what other people might be throwing at you because of their stressors or their ways of dealing with things, that awareness allows you simply to go like that, to move away. For those that are listening to the audio only, I'm just moving to one side. That's the gift of awareness. So how do we get to the awareness? We listen. We somehow switch on that part of us, I should say, that says, hang on a minute, stop. There's something here that I need to look at. Switch that on, and you get that awareness there. When I was younger, when I had highly stressful jobs, I used to have what I would call my palm tree days. And all of these techniques or tools are equally valid. My palm tree days, swaying like a palm tree on a beach with the sunshine and blue skies. And that's when I would just make a conscious decision to switch off from stress and chill out, basically. Reading a book, watching a movie, going for a walk, going out to lunch and listening to what everyone else has to say, maybe not even doing that much talking myself, but just listening in the joy of the moment to my friends, whatever it is, that walk in nature. For me, I get on my bike or I take my hiking pole and off I go. It's about having those palm tree days where you decide that no stress is going to intrude on your day. Rather, joy and happiness will be your companions. I've had a lot of benefit from yoga. And in fact, I probably will start doing some yoga again. It moves the energy along physically, because your physical body is a capsule, a vessel for stress. The joints, all of that energy, negative energy or stale energy or whatever, just sort of stays in the one place. We are energy. Everything is energy. So yoga, meditation, exercise, switching off, having palm tree days. Now I'm going to get to the chakras now and the energy body, which can hold, I'm just going to say, chinks in the armor, blockages, tears, whatever you want to call it. And again, if we're not aware of our energetic bodies and how they might be reacting to the incursions upon us, sometimes our energetic bodies need to be refilled and repaired. So cleansing of the chakras is very important. One way that I do that is I imagine a swirling colored ball for each of the chakras, starting with the root chakra or base chakra, which is I associate with the color red, and that swirling, beautiful, vibrant red color. And I actually visually put that inside that chakra. I allow it to go into the chakra to energize with the intention that I'm energizing my chakras. I work my way up. The sacral chakra again with that beautiful orange color. There's something about feeding your energetic body with beautiful visual color. You know, you can put some meditation or lovely music on in the background, however it works for you. So that orange ball in the sacral chakra, feeding the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the yellow ball for the solar plexus chakra. And you can Google where these chakra points are on your energetic body or how they correspond with your physical body after this podcast. Green, beautiful green for the heart chakra, the blue for the throat chakra, the purple for the third eye, and the violet, the beautiful violet with that beautiful element of pure white light coming from the heavens and moving down in through your body, that violet chakra at the crown, at your crown, and then a white light moving down. Once you've fed and balanced your chakras, a white light moving down through your chakras. Okay, so cleansing. You can use sprays, you can sage your rooms, fill your house up with white light. You can learn about how energy, the laws of the unspoken or the unseen laws of energy and how it's transferred and how it moves between us. Because if you're just looking at your physical body, you're missing half the picture. If somebody says to you, you know, I really don't like you, you really get on my goat, or whatever they're going to say, you take that in energetically. That's a negativity, and it's offensive. And, you know, whatever occurs during any one day, it can be as simple as, no, I can't help you do the dishes or pack the dishwasher. No, I'm busy. You'll have to do that. There's all sorts of things that happen, from ranging from the really terrible and tragic through to those energetic barbs that come at you. So be mindful, be aware, and make it a regular practice. Whatever resonated with you on how you manage stress in this podcast, make it, just beef it up a little bit, because we are living in highly stressful times. Now, I want to just look at straight out messages from Spirit. I feel like I should probably pick a oracle card. I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot in this for those that are listening. It's a very lovely deck. And I think I'm going to pull from the Shamanic Medicine deck, oracle cards by, I can't even pronounce that. I won't even try. Okay, it's a really nice deck, the Shaman. You can Google that, Shamanic Medicine oracle card. All right, let's get some messages from Spirit for us as we contemplate this topic of how we manage stress in a pretty violent, divisive world. And, you know, there are havens and ways that we can, instead of allowing that negativity to come at us, we can switch off from it. We can acknowledge it's there. We don't need to be Pollyanna or bury our head in the sand. We can acknowledge it's there, but we can choose instead to look at the positive. When I say positive, just to look at the life affirming, to look at the good energy rather than the negative. And there's plenty of people out there that do that. They have Facebook pages where they dance every morning and have a little message, and there are comedians out there whose job it is to make you laugh. There are some hikers that will take you on beautiful hiking walks visually through videos. There's a lot of ways that you can switch off. You can just, the most simple is to just walk through your front door and out into the world and breathe that beautiful fresh air. All right, messages from Spirit, please. Messages from Spirit on how we handle stress. Solitude. I've talked about this before. Sometimes you just have to retreat. We often think of retreat as negative. It can be actually the right thing to do at times. Solitude. Look at that star of hope there. I do actually manage stress quite well when I do that. I just become aware and I just step back a little bit, and then offerings and wealth. You can actually see what you need to be grateful for. You can see the abundance around you. And the lower world is in the past. Now, this is very much living in the present moment. It's like if you hop in the river, you will never meet the water in the same place. Even if you hop in, if you step into the water at the bank, the river will be different every time you step in because the water is flowing. All right, let's transmigration and death, moving toward the light. Fill your days with light and love, and have that intention when you get up in the morning. That's what I'm going to do. All right, let's just look at messages from the tarot. The tarot tends to be, it will be probably a little bit more, I don't know. I was going to say tarot can be harsh sometimes, but then it can also be promote that awareness. Messages from Spirit, please. Messages from Spirit on how we handle stress. So this is what I mean about the tarot, the major arcana. I'm drawing the Tower card. There's something about this podcast that is relevant to restructuring your life, because that's what the Tower card brings forward, and we get wish fulfillment and miracles. I love that spirit. I love that spirit, because the Tower is not just about the bad that's happening. It's also about the good that is coming in. And literally your ship can come in when you focus. You put your focus with that Tower card, you break it open, and you allow old ways of doing things, old ways of handling problems and issues. You completely find new ones, new ways to do that. And we get the beautiful star of hope here in the past. You first have to make that intention. The King of Cups, beautiful maturity and wisdom of the emotions, emotional maturity. And then we get the King of Wands. Now we've got two kings here, and we get the Emperor on the bottom. The Emperor card is a manifestation of all four kings. It's the wise, and that's when you get control. So yeah, that Tower card, completely examine how you're handling stress and look at new ways to do that. Well, thank you, Spirit. I think that's been pretty productive. And I'm going to, when I channel, I always learn new things because it is a conduit that I ask to have with Spirit. And I'm always enlightened when I do my own reading. So I'm going to go and contemplate some of this now. I hope you do too, because we deserve more. Each of us as individuals deserve more than to be a battering ram or a, energetic punching bag for the stress and negativity that's either around us or whatever, in the workplace, in the world, whatever, in our politics. We deserve much more. So start by looking after yourself And whatever way you choose to do that, that's fine with me. I'm Maryann. You're listening to Random Sage with Maryann from Revealing Light. I'll be back again soon with another podcast. Bye for now.